Right. I'm so excited. This is our second interview with our podcast interview series. And we have Heaven with us today, and I'm so pumped, and our babies.
And our babies, yeah.
And I'm so excited because Heaven is my personal wealth and business coach, and I've been working with her since I launched my business, and her influence has had such a huge impact on not only my life, but the other people around me, my family, my friends, my clients. So for us to be able to share her story with you guys and for you to learn from her is such an opportunity that I'm so excited to be able to share with you guys. So I'm going to ask Heaven to introduce herself and give us some insight into how you got into what you're doing, why, and some of the challenges that you've overcome, and tell us your story. I'm excited, and I'm going to mute mine so you don't hear my little toddler through.
Okay, yeah, that's fun. Okay, and if you hear Kamani, he may scream or something. But okay, I'm Heavenly. I'm a business coach. I'm a wealth and business coach, and I teach female entrepreneurs how to build a business they really love and live like a freedom-based, luxurious life that they really desire. And for me, a lot of the women I attract are moms who want that stay-at-home freedom to where they can always be with their kids, but they also have a business that they really love. And Felicia is one of those amazing moms that I'm just so grateful to have started working with. So with that, I started coaching. I started building my coaching business really 2 weeks postpartum. Oops. Okay. He wants to be on camera. Okay. So yeah, I was, how would I say this? What I can remember is I was laying in the hospital bed. I just gave birth to him and I was still learning how to breastfeed. And I kept on thinking, how am I going to make this work to be a stay-at-home mom and really contribute to my family? And how do I integrate my business degree, which I was going for at the time, into my life? And for me, that's when I discovered the coaching industry, and it just felt like instant click. I just knew that's something I was being called to do. So 2 weeks postpartum, I was really researching, building my business, trying to really create something that I love. And it just took off from there. He's just pulling my hair everywhere. But at the time, I'm a military spouse, and my son, I was trying to recover without my husband really because he was gone. And at the time, I was really struggling with postpartum depression. Let me try to get him from pulling these earphones from me. Okay. But yeah, I was really trying to make it work when I knew I was really struggling with something. And at the time, I was afraid of sharing it. So I kept on going and going, and I just kept on struggling. He refuses to put pants on. But I kept on struggling, and I just knew that no matter what, this coaching business and the woman I was being called to help was really the why, right? It was my family, the clients, the love for what I was doing that just kept me going. So behind the scenes, I was struggling, which is not something everybody shares, right? They always share the pretty side of things, not always the this is where I'm at and this is honestly what I'm going through. And sometimes I can't handle it. And with me at the time, I thought that's what I needed to do was hide it. And then I didn't really fully embrace it until I knew that in my coaching business, I wanted to make it my own style, right? I wanted to go against what everybody else was saying. I started having like my son on Facebook Lives, which for some people is very unprofessional. Sometimes I would have him on discovery calls or client calls, but I just knew that no matter what, I was going to make it work. And it was really the people who resonated with it that would be attracted to me, which is like Felicia, who really connected with me. And that's really my story, is that I started off in, the hospital bed, thinking of what I wanted, then 2 weeks postpartum, really starting to build it. And then knowing I did push myself with what I was struggling with, but I decided to heal myself, do it the right way, and really feel into what my desires were, and finally ask for support. And, you know, admitting to my mom and my husband what I was going through, and really being honest about it is what helped me really flourish in my life and business, because I was able to start embracing who I was and what I ultimately wanted to do in my life. And that's really what led me here. And showing you my son is just like, oops, he spit up. I know you saw that, but he's smiling.
Hashtag mom life.
Yeah. Yeah, moms like us, right?
Yeah.
So that's really what led me here. And having my son and having all my clients know my son, it just feels good. And it feels like what I built is something that is, I don't know, how do I say this? It was something that I thought of back then that I didn't know was possible, and now it is possible. Did that make any sense, Felicia?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you were struggling with depression, postpartum depression, and adjusting into this new role and feeling like you needed to hide that, you know, that's something that us in our society is common. Oops. And,
go ahead.
well, I was going to say that's a part of you at that time. And by you suppressing that, you're suppressing yourself and not making it possible for you to get to the point where you are meant to be, you know, so that's great that you opened up to the ones closest to you first, and then, you know, made it, you know, talk to your clients about it and your community about it, because then people are like, oh, I've gone through the same thing, or she's struggling with something. I'm struggling with something else myself, but I can see that it's possible to make a difference still and do something.
Yeah, and I feel what really did affect it too was because being a military spouse, they always tell you to be strong, right? They always tell you that, you know, while he's gone, you need to really hold down the fort and feel really confident in what they're doing, and then also be really strong for your family. And at the time, he wasn't there throughout my pregnancy. He wasn't there when I gave birth to Kamani. And he really wasn't there throughout the whole recovery, which is, I feel, is what also contributed to that, my postpartum depression. But at the time, I just kept saying I needed to be strong. I needed to, you know, not express this to him, because how would he feel while he's there and I'm dealing with this? I didn't want that to affect his work life, and I didn't want it to affect any of my relationships. So that's what really also affected me hiding it. It was me thinking that being strong was really to the point where I needed to suppress it, where I didn't need to share it, because that would kind of define the opposite, which was not for me. When I look back, I was actually really strong. And at the time, I didn't realize it. And that's what I feel moms need to realize, is no matter what you're going through, it can be to the point where you say, I can't handle this. I don't know if I deserve this, but you're willing to at least show that you are strong enough to share your truth and share your message and be who you really are in your life, and for me, in my business too.
Yeah. Oops. Muted you by accident.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, and that's something, a good point. You know, a lot of people think that being strong means dealing with your own baggage by yourself. Mm-hmm. And in reality, being strong is knowing that it's okay to ask for help and to live your truth, even if your truth isn't gorgeous at the moment, you know?
Yeah, and you know, some people would say, why are you doing this? I remember me and you were on a call, and I started breastfeeding Kamani, and that was during our session. And some people will look at that and be like, that's totally unprofessional, or that you need to do it the right way. But for me, it's like, this is who I am. These are the clients that actually resonate with me. And then also, I just want them to see the real me, right? I don't need to always act like my life is perfect, because it's not. Right. And that's totally okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're not Pinterest perfect or always Instagram worthy. And
yeah,
you can have you can have success and pursue your dreams and your goals while taking care of your baby at the same time, or your kids or your teenagers, or, you know, it's possible. That's so.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I feel sometimes can hold people back is they're waiting for the right time to do it because they need to be successful at a certain point, right? So for me, I could have waited. I could have said, you know, I'm still 2 weeks postpartum. Why am I deciding to build a business? And then I could also say, let me wait for Kamani to be old enough so that, you know, I don't have him on camera all the time, or I don't have him during client sessions, or I don't always have to ask somebody to babysit him. So sometimes people can allow these little things to hold them back and tell them, you know, it's not the right time to start something. But for me, I was like, why not now? Right. So even though Kamani was really, really young and I was dealing with everything with my husband and my own feelings, I just knew there was something I was feeling called to do, and it was time to do it right now. Right. So I didn't want to hold back. And I feel like no other woman or even moms should do that too.
Awesome. Yeah, your influence is so deep. Like every single day in my personal life, your influence has gone so deep. And I'm always like, that happened because I've connected with this incredible woman here. So that's so cool. And I know you've got, lots of opportunities for other women who are interested in pursuing their dreams to work with you too. Do you want to share some of that with us?
Oh, sure. So Felicia, you already are like one of my high-end clients. So Felicia's like in my mastermind. So I have like my one-on-one coaching and I have my mastermind, but those are currently closed for enrollment. And I do have a membership site that's launching tomorrow, which is on my birthday, which is my 22nd birthday. And that's also something I want to say is that no matter what, even age doesn't stop you, right? I've worked with women who were, you know, older than me. I've worked with women who are the same age as me. And I just feel like nothing should stop you, whether you're a mom or not, or whether you're young or whatever age you are. But for me, I created a membership site, which is launching tomorrow. And that was really to influence more women and to allow more women to go after their dreams, no matter what level of investment they can do, right? So Felicia, you are in one of my higher end, but this membership is more on the affordable end, to where every person, every mom can decide she's going to go after her dreams and she's not going to let money or fear stop her. And that's what this membership really, I'm just so proud of it because it allows me to have more impact. And I just know that having this means that more women are going to build their business, be affected by my influence, and have the life that they've always wanted.
That's so great. It's so exciting. Wait for the women you get to meet you, because it's gonna make a huge difference for them. There was another that you mentioned that I think is really awesome. A lot of women, a lot of just people think that they shouldn't or they can't start their own business until they have a degree, until they have certification, until they have
I love that.
all of these, credentials behind them, so that people would think that they're. But you started an integrative wellness life coaching certification. That's how I found you. And you were also in the middle of doing your degree, your business degree. But your business flourished before those things, before you finished those. So, you're showing people that it's possible for you to just use your innate and just help people with them. You don't have to have all of these, letters behind your name and degrees on the wall to be successful.
Yeah. So I remember when me and you first connected, and you told me you connected with me through the Integrative Wellness Academy. And I was so upfront and honest with you. I was like, honestly, Felicia, I enrolled in it. I never completed the certification because my business, I just knew I wanted to build it a different way, and really it grew so fast. So I was upfront and honest with you that I didn't even complete the certification. And then at the time I was in my, hey baby, he wants to be really loud. I was in the last semester of my business degree, so my Bachelor of Business Administration. And it was just crazy to me that I decided to go for it because mind you, at the time, I'm still 21 technically until tomorrow. But at the time, I was a 21-year-old mom, and I was also a business student. And then I didn't even have this certification to start coaching, but I decided to do it anyway, right? So I don't feel like anything should stop you. It kind of, for me, I feel a deep calling to help more women when I see them saying, oh, I'll start my coaching after I get my certification, or I'll start mentoring people when I coach like all these free clients. For me, it's like when you decide to start now and you don't allow anything to stop you, even just taking the first step is what will really impact your growth. Because I could have waited until like January to start my business technically, since I didn't graduate till December. But I could have waited until I had the degree and I had the certification, so that I can say these are my credentials, but I didn't need to. So I feel more women deserve to have what they want and not allow anything to hold them back. Some of the women I work with don't even have like a college experience at all, or even coaching experience, but they decided this is what they wanted.
Yeah, that's so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Sheila, I'm excited to see you here too, girl. And your baby. She's so beautiful.
I know. I love all the babies on here.
I'm going to unmute you too.
Oh, okay. I said, sorry I'm late. I was putting Leo to sleep.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Marshmallow.
Well, do you have any questions or anything for Heaven?
I don't, but I wanted to say there were so many things that you said that I was like, yes. And now I have like mom brain. I can't think of the points.
We've all been there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm gonna go back and watch what I missed.
Yeah, definitely go back and see her story and how she got to where she is. So
yeah, and that's also one thing is Felicia knows that my son has been dealing with skin issues, and so we've been in and out of the hospital. Like today, we're going back to the hospital in like an hour, and I could have kept that from continuing like my launch for the membership. I could have kept that from keeping me on doing all of these things in my business, like such as next week I'm also going to LA, and then the week after that we're both going to Vegas. But I decided that no matter what, even with what he's going through, which was bigger than what we thought it was, I didn't allow anything to stop me, no matter what.
Well, and I love that, like, the baby is with you. I was just sitting here seeing all of us have our kids in our lap, and it's, like, so refreshing to get to, like, learn and grow and work all at the same time.
What about Marshmallow?
And Marshmallow. With our kids. Like, it just feels more natural, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just does. That's just part of what we do. And to have the flexibility, like, our kids deserve that, too. Just fix that, Felicia.
Yay!
I'm so excited, and I'm just like so grateful you have me on here, Felicia. And I just know all the other amazing moms you're gonna have on here are gonna kill it.
I'm so excited. We've got some incredible women that want to share their stories and opportunities, and I can't wait. I'm so happy.
Yeah, you're starting to get really cranky. Thank you.
You're so wonderful. I hope you guys have a good day. And if anybody I'll be posting links to her Facebook site and her website so you can get in touch with her. And yeah.
Yeah, and I told Felicia before we started recording, like, we're Hot Mess Central, but it's okay. Because that is what this is about.
Yeah, you can still get stuff done. So. You guys are wonderful. I love you all so much, and I hope you have a good day. And
awesome.
I'll be talking to you soon. I can't wait to follow you on your success.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on here, Felicia. Thank you for watching, Sheila. And then thank you for everybody who is going to watch.